What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? This Cav here, aka Shank Entertainment. Back again here with another video on today. Hope everybody who's joining in and tapping in and coming across this video is having a blessed start of their day. Today we got a lot to talk about. This is the exciting week. Colorado finally has pads on. Finally, the wait is over. I'm not even gonna lie, I hate that gap here in between where football is non-existent. We just watching random sports, but I gotta watch some type of sport. But without further ado, I went into the end of the week to kind of do this video. Just got finished watching Well Off Media and Reach the People Media videos as well. So shout out to them as well. Just want to just touch base what I seen in those videos, what standout players there were, as well as any concerns I might have or questions I might have early on. Just kind of want to talk about that in that video as well, in this video as well. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let me pull up my stuff for a quick second. Hey, if you're joining in, appreciate you for joining. Let's see what we got here. Mm-mm-mm. All right. So a couple things that I noticed this week. So obviously the pads are finally on. They didn't end up putting the pads on until I believe it was day three. Don't quote me on that. They started off with just shells originally, and now that they finally have the pads on, looks like they're starting to run the ball a little bit more. That's something that's been um, heavy emphasized in the meetings as well as even in the off season as well that they were going to do. What I can see looks better inside the run game. Obviously, there's not no full film or no breakdown like that, but from what I could see, they are trying to incorporate that into the scheme of things. I've seen some clips of DeKalen Taylor running the ball. Of course, Michael Welsh, Dallin Hayden, and even forgot the one dude's name. Um, that's a running back. If y'all can kind of help me out with that, I forgot his name. But what I can see, like I said, they look pretty good. Um, but I do have some questions in the secondary. I don't know who's going to fully start yet. Like I've been seeing Noah King step up a lot and get into the mix. And with him being a young freshman, coming into this program from Kansas State, I'm questioning are they going to utilize him at all this season and incorporate him into their secondary. Um, I like Antonio Branch as well. Looks like he's been doing good at that safety spot as well. A lot of these young guys seem like they've been really stepping up and really trying to make a name for themselves early on. Even in defensive line room as well with London and Merritt and things of that matter. So some of the top positions that I feel confident about right now, and it might rub some people the wrong way, is going to be the quarterback room. And I say that because when you look at both quarterbacks, and I said this in previous videos, when you look at the quarterback room, you have two different types of quarterbacks. And then you also have a veteran, you have a new incoming freshman as well. So they have two different play styles, but they're both good. Like I've been hearing a lot of good things about them, and there's been a lot of talks about who would actually start this upcoming season. And like I said before, we might end up seeing both quarterbacks play. I don't know how that's going to look for the program, or if that's even going to make sense. But you could see both quarterbacks end up playing at some point. But I do think that Caden Salter is probably going to start it off. But even Pat Shermer said it when asked this question. We're not going to know who's going to start until the day of the game. Obviously, they're going to know, but we're not going to know who's going to start until we see who's out there first snap against Georgia Tech. I was looking at a clip from Juju Lewis throwing the pass to Marion Miller. I'm not sure how many yards that was, but threw a threw a bomb to him for a touchdown during practice, and you could definitely see things and characteristics in him that really scream, okay, yeah, he's not just your average freshman at all. Not to mention that he's supposed to be a senior in high school right now. Like he's really, really advanced. Um, I forgot what other coach said it, but they also said that both quarterback. Oh, it was Pat Shermer. Both quarterbacks are good, and pretty much, Juju still has a lot to learn. Obviously, as well, coming into a new level of football on the collegiate level, still has the plays to learn and things of that matter as well. So it's kind of like they don't want to throw anybody out there just because. You don't want to risk throwing him out there. Now he's wasted a year. He didn't got hurt, or he didn't have the season that he could have had he took it took more of a slower approach to getting on the field. But you never know. He could be ready by game one. Shout out to both of them. I mean, I could really care less who plays. I just want them both to get the job done, and I want them both to be successful at it. But as we know, Caden Salter didn't come there just to sit. Now we don't. He didn't just come there just to sit. So we shall see what happens in that. Another position group I'm starting to like a little bit. Obviously, the wide receiver room have a lot of weapons in that room. You have Hakeem Williams that a lot of people are sleeping on. And it's crazy because I've told a lot of people about Hakeem Williams. Like he didn't have the best quarterback last season at Florida State at all. So for him to come to a program that has a proven quarterback and also a potential quarterback that can even really eventually have a breakout season, I feel like it's going to be really, really good for him, and for where he's trying to go, which is ultimately the NFL. But Hakeem Williams, I really like him so far. I still got to see how he plays in the game here at Colorado and how he fits into the scheme of things. But I like Hakeem Williams. Draylon, of course. Marion's looking good so far from what I can see. Jack Casteria is a sleeper, so don't sleep on him. A couple people asked me about him. I'm like, yeah, he's a sleeper. So I feel like he'll be really, really good in that slot. I feel like Quentin Gibson would definitely get some exposure this year. He kind of really reminds me of LeJohntay Wester, like literally reminds me of LeJohntay Wester. Sincere Brown looks like he's been doing pretty good. From what I can see, he probably could work in his route running a little bit better, but overall, I think he's pretty solid. Probably help if he could put on a little couple pounds as well. But I'm sure they already are looking into doing that for him as well. I'm not sure how much he weighs off the top of my head, but he's a little bit on the lighter side. But he can still float as well. Aggressive at the point of contact when the ball's thrown up in the air. I'm trying to think what else wide receiver wise. Quinell X Farrakhan looks like he's going to get some clock as well. Maybe so more so on the special teams. I could definitely see them doing that. Isaiah Hurt, like they have so many wide receivers. I can go all up and down the list, up and down the list. It's just about how they're going to be able to fit all these wide receivers into the scheme of things. Because I can see a heavy rotation happening in this room, for sure. Like if they wouldn't bring in these many wide receivers, if there wasn't going to be much of a rotation, as well as not only that, iron sharpens iron as well. Braylon even said that. And a lot of these players, they're coming, they're good players. So they're kind of really, really pushing each other to, be even greater within the program as well. Um, see what else I got. So a position group that I'm still a little bit on the fence about and concerned, not really necessarily concerned, but have questions about is going to be that linebacker room. Uh, from what I can see, it looks like Martavius French and Reginald Hughes is going to end up being the starters because I see them playing with the ones a lot. Uh, but I don't know how that's going to translate just yet for game one. And it's crazy. So that's something else I wanted to bring up in the midst of it. Not to get sidetracked, but I'm on Twitter a lot. See a lot of different tweets, a lot of different opinionated stuff, and even facts as well in regards to Colorado football season. And I made a tweet the other day, and pretty much just saying that I don't want to hype anybody up in the sense of, okay, for example, Omarion Miller. I think he's going to have a phenomenal season. I think he has the potential to have a phenomenal season. So I don't want to go out there and just say he's going to be the top three wide receiver in college football just yet. Like I got to be able to see that, and I say that because yes, from the little bit that we've seen of Marion Miller in the past 2 years was good, but now how does that translate into him playing a full healthy season? Like at the end of the day, I want all these dudes to be healthy. Can you always avoid injury? No, that's just not even realistic. But at the end of the day, I want all these dudes to be able to be healthy so they can play the full entire season. And when you look at some of the players who's on the squad this year, you have Preston Hodge who got hurt. He didn't end up playing the last season, so I know he's coming with a chip on the shoulder. You have Terry Carter who didn't play the whole entire last season, so I know he's coming with a chip on the shoulder. Who else we got? You got you got Webb Walker, who was dealing with some health challenges, and was fortunate enough to beat cancer. So he's back, trying to bounce back. So you have a lot of dudes who were either hurt last season or who ended up getting an opportunity later on in the season. Even looking at Keaton Wade, he was hurt last season too. So you have a lot of dudes who are coming off of an injury or a season where they didn't see much of the field. And now a lot of dudes they have a lot to prove as well this season. Like game one is not gonna be easy at all. Like Georgia Tech, it ain't gonna be easy at all. This is a whole new level of football, and I don't want us as a fan base to get so invested into players' names in the sense to the point where we start to make unrealistic comments. You know what I mean? Like, yes, these dudes gonna have to show up and show out every day at practice. Like, and I always say this as well. Like, I don't want this team just to win games. I want them to be able to dominate. And I say dominate because when you get to that level of getting to the playoffs, right? These are different teams they're gonna have to play. This is not regular Big 12 conference games. These are what you will call big dogs. So in order for them to be ready for them, they're gonna have to dominate this season. And I feel like Colorado has the potential and the talent and the players and the coaching staff to do that. I truly do. I truly do. But it's just a matter of what the scheme is going to look like this season. And if, you know, it's all up to the players and the coaches at the end of the day. Like, I say this all the time too. Like, some of these dudes, this say last season, like, you'll never get this back. And it's either now or never. So I really hope they take heed to that. Um, Another position group that I'm not worried about, but I'm so curious about is going to be the offensive line. So they look good for what I can see on the well-off media. Obviously, for the past couple of years, it wasn't the best in the offensive line. So this is going to be a position that I'm going to really be look out for this upcoming season, especially going into game one. They got a lot of dogs up front on Georgia Tech. So it's about how they can mentally and physically prepare for that matchup and for the season in general. Looks like they had Jordan Seaton, Larry Johnson on the other side, Xavier Hill, Zarian McGill, and they had who am I missing? Who am I missing? Oh, Zy Chrysler. I'm tripping. Um, I'm pretty confident with that front. Um, I've been hearing a lot about Kareem Harden as well, making some noise. So, be on the lookout for that. Uh, you know, I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun too soon, but I'm pretty confident in the front that we have right now. I'm just curious to see who's going to really do what this upcoming season, with that being a heavy emphasis on the offensive line, which leads me to my next thing. It's going to be the running back room. I feel like Dalton Hayden's probably going to end up starting from what I can see in the videos. Um, they're definitely going to have some packages and plays where DeKalen Taylor's in there. I would definitely be on the lookout for him. He's a speedster. They're going to have to utilize him. And I'm telling you, he's a sleeper. So make sure y'all, be on the lookout for DeKalin Taylor. And Simeon Pierce don't look too bad as well. So him and Micah are kind of similar running backs in a way. Simeon Pierce is a little bit more patient. I noticed that when he's running the ball. And Michael Welch is kind of that bruiser. The running back room has potential. And a lot of that has to do with how the offensive line is going to be this upcoming season as well. Because, they were a little bit better on different things last season, speaking on the offensive line. But how's the offensive line going to be able to create holes for them? And, they have the addition of Marshall Faulk this season. So all eyes on y'all, dog. All eyes on y'all. But I could definitely see Dallin Hayden probably be in running back run one as well. Let's see what else we got. So boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. So I seen something on Twitter as well. Carter Stoudemire, and he was doing one-on-ones, 1v1s, and looks like they had him playing DB at a point in time. I do know he has some experience with playing DB, and I seen the comment. It said that, yeah, obviously I know he's a safety. I seen some comments. It said that he's a little bit too stiff to play DB, and from the clip that I've seen, I mean, I would have to agree with that. He did look a little stiff playing that position. Um, but he's not going to play DB, y'all. I mean, yeah, they probably have him step up in certain cases, but he's probably not definitely going to play DB at all. But they have too many other guys in the room to play that. They have Isaiah Hard to play that slot. They have Tyreek Davis as well, who's a sleeper. And looks like Tion Parks are making some noise as well. So expect to see a little bit of play time from Tion Parks as well. Maybe even on the other side. Like there's a lot of competition going on in that defensive back room, even with DJ McKinney as well. So obviously we know who's probably going to end up starting. It's probably going to be DJ McKinney and then Preston Hodge in this slot, and then Tion Parks might be in that wide. I can see that. But don't sleep on the other guys as well. And the safety room, talking about her, he's been pretty vocal. Or he's been a huge leader. A lot of people ask how is he in comparison to Cam last season, and I think they're alike in a lot of ways, but I also think they're their own person in a lot of ways too. Like Cam was Cam. Tall feet was gonna be tall feet at the end of the day. So, I'm pretty confident in him playing safety this season. Things gonna have a really, really good season actually. And I think that's every position that I wanted to touch base with. Um, I have to see one more week as to who I think is going to be full out starters, because that'll really, really determine everything. Looks like Yo-Yo's been getting some snaps. Am I tripping, or was Yo-Yo getting some snaps with first team for a little bit? I can't remember. Quincy Wiggins, that's your defensive line I wanted to see. So, um, Quincy Wiggins, Anquin Barnes, I've been seeing a little bit on him. Tawfiq Thomas, of course, he's gonna do what he do. I'm really happy with Tawfiq Thomas. Like, I feel like he's really, really stepping up as a leader more and more. And I feel like this is good for the rest of the defensive line. Like, if you ever really, really look at the defensive line room, they are in sync in a whole other way. Like, they all share the same type of characteristics. That rowdy rah-rah. And I feel like that goes perfect with Warren Sapp with his personality. But I've been seeing a little bit of Quincy Wiggins. Matter of fact, let me pull up this clip. It was so funny. I was sitting there watching it with my wife, and it was just hilarious. Y'all gotta peep the dude on the side that was trying to give Quincy a handshake after he made a play. Hold up. It's kind of funny to me. Keep him on the side, on the right side. Like I don't know if anybody else peeped that, but he was trying to give him a handshake, but I don't think he was paying attention. But anyway, um, Webb Walker, I seen Darius was talking to him yesterday at practice, and obviously, he's trying to bounce back from some health issues, but you could even see him this season as well. I know it's probably going to take some time. You're probably not going to see him game 1 or 2 or 3. It's probably going to have to take him some time to get some weight back on and just really, really get his strength back. But I feel like he could be somebody you could potentially watch out for. It's a lot of dudes at this program that's hungry. I can say that. It's a lot of dudes at this program that's hungry. So it's about how they can be able to put the puzzle pieces together to have a successful season, a better season than they did last season as well. Um, you know, they had a lot going on this season. A lot to play for, and then a lot to lose as well. Like a lot of these dudes, like I always say, is fathers, has children, has families. So it's about really, really knowing your why and why you're trying to play the game and why y'all need to be successful this upcoming season. Um, so I'm just really, really hoping for them to have that successful season. Um, and then and then on the flip side as well, like it helps with recruitment as well. Like a lot of these dudes that we would have hoped to commit to Colorado ended up going elsewhere. Like they ended up going to the Oregons and Georgias and the Alabamas and the LSU's and programs like that every year. It's the same program. I don't even got to look at Hayes Fawcett no more. I already know these dudes won't commit to. It's the same thing every year. But I feel like having a winning program, having a consistent program in different areas in the run scheme, in the passing scheme, how would they be able to fit into the program? I feel like we're really going to help out with recruitment moving forward at this program. So I don't know, y'all. I'm just ready for football season to really officially start. Like we started practice, they got pads on, the helmets and all that now. But I really, really want game one to get here ASAP, 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 ASAP. I know I'm way too anxious for this first game. Way too anxious. But yeah. But that's all I got. Like I said, this is week one, so you know, still a lot to see. Um, I know well off media and Rich People Media and even Uncle Neely, they're not trying to show too much, obviously, which is smart. Obviously, you want to have that exposure in the program, but you don't want to show too much because these dudes at other programs they're watching. They might not commit to the school, but they're watching. All right. So, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to speak on it too much. Let's see what's week two look like with practice and the pads on and see who's consistently out there. That'll give me a better overview of who could start and who might not start. And oh, in the wide receiver room, I seen what's the wide receiver coach name? I'm having a brain fart today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm tired. I don't know what it is. But he's saying he's starting to have a more clear picture as to who he feels like is on to actually see the field. Okay. Um, when you look at well off media and Rich People Media, they're very strategic as to what and who they put on camera. So when you look at these videos, you see a lot of Sincere Brown, you see a lot of Omarion Miller, you see a lot of Draylon Miller, you see a lot of uh, Hakeem Williams here and there as well. And you really, really start to wonder, okay, are these the guys that they talking about? But you never know. It could be hiding something too, like Jack Hysteria, sleepers. You know what I mean? So tight end room, I forgot to go over them. They look better. Zach Atkins, Zane D'Souza, yo, yeah, Zane D'Souza looking pretty good so far. He don't look like a freshman at all. He looks nothing like a freshman. So don't be surprised if you see some glimpses of him on the field this year as well. I'm not going to jump the gun this yet. He still got a lot to prove as a freshman, but I'm confident that he could potentially, end up seeing the field early on. Um, in that tight end room, which is starting to be more and more developed as time goes on. But that's all I got, y'all. My connection's acting crazy. That's on my screen went black. I'm super sorry. My phone's been doing that weird thing lately. Um, but that's all I have, though. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns in regards to this, feel free to drop it in the comment section. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll be sure to tap in with y'all sometime this week, if not the beginning of the week, the end of the week, just to really give y'all a full recap of what I'm seeing every day in these practices on Well Off Media and Reach People Media. So, like I said, hope you all have a blessed day. And yeah, I'll get with y'all soon.